Hey, what's up, guys? Drone B here, and I'm super tired. Bear with me. This video might just be just a complete mess. I am sleep deprived, and the little sleep I did get, I was seeing candy corns. I was seeing visions of candy corns just dancing around. Yeah, I'm tired. Uh, but it's a good tired. It's a tired like, oh, I've been working hard, and I can sleep soon. So it's that kind of tired. So I've been hitting these candy corns like crazy, and I've leveled up my Cindy some. And that while I leveled up my Cindy, I was putting some points in her stat multiplier skills. And then I thought to test the stat multipliers to see how they work and make sure that they do work. And I came across something that was somewhat alarming to me. And so I'm going to bounce it off you guys. I realized that I've been spreading some misinformation unintentionally. I took something for granted with these stat bonus multipliers that has kind of big implications for at least my mindset going forward. And I'm hoping Machine Zone will change this in the future. But well, I guess I'll just go ahead and quit dancing around the bush. And is that how the saying goes? Quit dancing around. I'll just quit dancing, guys, and get right to it. The gear stat multipliers do not work for powered up gear, like gear past legendary powered up. So it cuts it off at legendary gear, and all the points you get past legendary aren't affected by the stat multipliers. So what that means is I've been saying, oh, I'm using the Archean helmet for Cindy because the Archean powered up past legendary has armor, but it turns out it doesn't work. Only the base legendary stats have any sort of effect from the gear stat bonuses. So that means like this helmet skill, it's only going to be affected by like that baseline legendary gear. So if you have the Guardian legendary or below, the gear stat will help that. And for the accessories, I think that's all accessories and all stats, but not the ones past legendary again. So I made a video yesterday talking about how I was super excited about Arania's gear, in particular her accessories, because they have just tons of stats. And I was thinking that the gear stats bonus would apply to all of them, and it just applies to that base gear stat, which is kind of sad for Arania's gear. But it led me to do some thinking, and I figured I'd just share my thoughts on it all with you guys. I'm just going to think out loud, and hopefully we can make sense of it. Hopefully it has some purpose. But yeah, I was thinking the idea for this video would be just everything associated with gear stat bonuses and gear stat multipliers. So for those of you who don't know, there's this thing called gear stat multipliers, and it buffs whatever gear you have on your hero that's active. So there's two ways to buff your gear stats. There's in the crafting research section, and then there's heroes, some specific heroes. So Gladio buffs armor from his helmet. If you have Gladio and you have a helmet that produces armor, it will buff it. Not powered up past legendary, but I'm getting off topic. I've said that enough by now, I guess. And then the Cindy is the other hero. She has this like body armor HP bonus. So it buffs your body armor HP stats. So for this one, it's still the Magitech Alpha and the Mage Bane, but powered up that Magitech Alpha past legendary, you don't get any benefit from this skill from doing that. But it's still worth doing, right? Because you get all the cool stats past legendary. But yeah, it's definitely worth. And this is one thing that I've learned from this whole situation is always equip all your gear and then look at the bonuses you get from that gear just to get a final idea of what bonuses you're getting. So I'll show you guys how to do that. But back to what I was kind of getting into. So there's two ways to buff the gear, your gear stats. There is the crafting research section and then the heroes. So let's just real quick go over the crafting research section. I maxed a lot of my crafting research section over the last 24 hours, so we can look at some of the buffs. But here there's 3 different multiplier sets. There's this first multiplier set that affects all gear from 1 to 30. So that's most gear, right? You got everything from Magebane, Magitech Alpha, Undertaker. You've got all the way up through Sentinel in that mix. All your hunting gear, all that stuff. It's pretty much all built up by this first gear set, which goes up to 40% at max. And you can get most of this without any crafting scrolls. But to get the 10, I think 9 and 10, you probably need crafting scrolls. So 40% bonus, that's a pretty good bonus, right? Like that's big on Magitech Alpha gear. That's big on Infernian, Hydreian, Magebane. That's a good 40% just free stat bonus. Awesome. Then there's the second stat bonus. So, and I didn't really say this, but it's for each gear piece, there's a whole different research here. So helmet, body armor, feet, accessories. Yeah. So moving on, the second stat multiplier is from gear 31 to 40. So just Arbiter gear. Just Arbiter gear. I think that's the only gear set between 31 and 40. So not too much reason to max this gear set except for to get to the next gear set, basically, to do the later research past that gear set. So, but this one maxes at, let's just check it out. It maxes at 50%. So, it's a good buff. The problem is there's no good gear from 31 to 40, so you're not going to use that very much. And then last but not least is the third multiplier set that is 41 to 50. So that is Arania's gear, that's Reaper and Galatian. I think just those 3 right now. There might be another one I'm forgetting, but and it maxes at 60%. So I made a video talking about yesterday. I was so excited about this massive gear stat bonus, but 60% bonus is a lot. It's a big number, but relative to that gear, like that gear just isn't as good as some of the level 1 gear, ironically enough. So a 60% bonus, you're not going to, that extra 20%, I don't think covers, like the Infernian gear is at least 20% better than any of the gear from 41 to 50. So, it's kind of a bummer if the power up past legendary was affected by this, then this would be so much better. I hope that Machine Zone adjusts that to where the gear powered up past legendary is affected by these, but it's not. And I'll show you guys how I figured that out here in a second. But real quick, I did open up 3 more gem slots, and I'm going to try to open up this one soon too. Get that weapon gem slot. Yeah, it's so nice having these gems, but these are super expensive to get to this point. The actual, like these 3 weren't too bad. I think it was like 300 or 400 gem scrolls, and then maybe like 1,500 crafting scrolls. Actually less than that, I think. It was less than some of these upgrades. It was less than some of these leading up to it, except for with some gem scrolls. So it's a lot. Like these start getting really expensive. But that's just the way it is. So yeah, crafting gear. The main reason I think you would want to do these multipliers is more to unlock the gems than it actually is for the multiplier bonus. That's just my take anyway. Because let's just look at this. 60%. The Galatian gear is probably the best gear set. It has the best stats before being powered up. So let's just real quick look at some of the stats. So let's go helmets first. Why not? And yeah, so I need to equip a different hero in order to see the gear. Let's do that quick. Let's go with Noctis. I'm getting them leveled up some. 128. It's just time. It just takes so much time to level them up and to use all their MP to get to the next level on these crazy monsters. So yeah, back to what we were doing. Except let's just go helmets because it's here, and it puts the highest hero level required gear up top. So that's good for us. So the legendary gear It's 154%. So this is the Galatian. It's 154% troop attack, 251 mage armor, 50% mage speed. So if we add 60% of that, that doesn't make it even close to as good as like the Archean or the Magitech Alpha or the Infernian. So that 60%, it's just so what at this point. Now, if it affected the path, so let's say we power up this Galatian helmet to like level 20, you're still only going to get 60% of these numbers. So it's 60% of 154, and so on. So that's quite a bummer. I was super disappointed because I even said in my last video, so sorry for misleading some of you guys. Hopefully nobody powered up too much gear in the last day, or hopefully you guys see this so you know that I don't want to mislead you guys. So yeah. So I'll show you quick how I figured it out. Is you can look at your hero boost to see what boost you get from your hero and the hero you have equipped. So this is the boost that will apply to your marches, to the one march that includes your hero. So if let's say you're attacking an empire, if you attack it without your hero, you won't get any of these hero boosts. But if you attack it with your hero, you'll get all these hero boosts. So you can click it here and you can see, we'll equip something, we'll go with the Magitech Alpha Body Armor. So here, yeah, let's do that. The Magitech Alpha Body Armor. So I have 5% troop HP bonus from Noctis right now, probably because I have just a tiny amount in his HP skill. This one is probably 5%, right? So that's where the 5% comes from. Now, if we equip the Magitech Alpha Body Armor, here is the body armor, and you can see here it's 2,090% troop HP. So this is a level 1 gear, so you would expect to get a 40% buff to that. Now, of course, some of this is my gem. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to remove the gems, just at least the HP gems, so it doesn't mess with our numbers. So without that HP gem, it's 1,992% troop armor. And that is all from the 500 something % base legendary stat. And then the rest is all from powering it up past legendary. So when you equip this, so you would, without any stat bonuses, you would expect that I would have this number plus 5%. With the stat bonuses, you would expect, right, 40% plus this number plus the 5%. So 40% of this plus the 5%. Let's see what we end up with here. So troop HP 2,197%. So 2,197%. So you can see I did get a little extra buff there. It was an extra like 200% buff. And what is 40% of 500? That's about 200, right? So that's where that 200% comes from. And if it was with the legendary buffs, you would get 40% of that, which is an awesome number. So it's kind of a bummer. Like, the gear's not quite as good as I thought, powered up past legendary, but it's still really good. I mean, that's a big number still. But yeah, so that basically just means the gear stat multipliers aren't as good as I thought. So that's how I figured it out. Yeah, hopefully I explained that in a way that makes sense. But now back to Cindy, because I just realized something kind of interesting here. Maybe I was wrong again. Let's just check something out. Okay, so we have Cindy here. Let's look at her hero boost. We've got 0% troop HP right now. Now, Cindy has a skill. That is body armor HP bonus. Multiplies the HP bonus granted by Cindy's body armor gear. So let's see here. Let's equip that same Magitech Alpha gear and see if it gives us the same boost as Noctis. So 1,992 if we equip this. Now if we check the hero boost, it's 2,542%. So how did we get that number? So we got the 40% on the base legendary stats. So that was about 200. Where did this other 300% come from? Well, that's from her skill. So yeah, so I guess that is what I thought it was. Darn. Well, anyways, so 50% of it comes from this. So 50% here. Of course, you can level this all the way up to 200. So you can get 200% of the legendary body armor stat, which for the Magitech Alpha Gear, 200% is an additional 1,000 HP. So it's still a decent skill. Like, this is still a good skill. But, you know, it's not so much better than, you know, 200%. I was expecting to get close to this 5,000 number, but we'll have to wait for better gear in order to get near that 5,000 number. So but I was thinking we could hit that 5,000 number if we powered it up enough past Legendary, but that's just not the case unless Machine Zone changes how they figure these numbers, which I think they kind of should. I think they should. I think it makes sense. I think it would make sense to change the numbers to just be all the gear stats. You know, basically how it's figured in their algorithm, I guess, is you can think of powering up past Legendary as like an add-on to gear and not the gear itself. So it's almost like a gym. Like the game treats it like a gym, and it doesn't affect any of the research stats and all that. So that's a bummer. Just real quick, let me make sure I'm right about the Archean helmet not working. So if we, I guess first we should check the hero boost. And we have, let's see, base armor, troop armor bonus, 0%. So now if we equip the Archean helmet, this would give us one, let's see, I should remove that gem here too. Let's do that. Embed, remove gem. Okay. So now this Magitech Alpha helmet gives us 1,088% troop armor. If we equip that, we would expect to have, you know, hopefully we'd get more than, okay, yeah, let's look at what her skill gives us in theory. So we've got this skill here, helmet armor bonus, 13% at the level, in how many points I have in it, at level 9 here, so 13%. So we should get another 100 if it works, but I already, heads up, it doesn't work for the Archean because it's powered up past legendaries where you get all that armor bonus. Man, that's so frustrating. That would have been such a cool combo, but yeah, so just 1,088. That's a bummer, guys. That's a bummer. So now the only helmets that have armor right now is the Sentinel and the... Oh, we could check and see if warrior armor's buffed. We'll do that. We'll check and see if warrior armor works or mage armor. But but really the only two with normal armor are the Guardian's helmet and the Sentinel helmet. So let's equip the Guardian's helmet. Whoop, I already forgot to look at how much stats. So 761%. So let's see if we get the boost from that. Yeah, so let's see, 700. We should get a 53% boost to this. So the 40% from the crafting research and then 13% from Cindy. So it should be 53% of 700 is, what is that? That's like 300 something. I must be doing my math wrong. How much armor did that have? 700 something, right? 761, so close to 800. So 761. I'm gonna bust out the calculator quick. Let's see if I'm doing these numbers right. So we've got 761 times 0.53 because it's 53%. So that's 403 plus the 761. That's 1,164. That's a different number. That is a different number than we have here. So, what am I missing, guys? Why is that? Where's that other 40% coming from? Did I read your skill wrong? I might be reading your skill percentage wrong. 13%. 13 plus 40 is 53%. Oh. You know what it might be, guys? Okay, I think I might have figured it out. So this 13% might apply on top of the other stat multiplier. So it doesn't add with it, it applies on top of it probably. Let's see if that's the case. Sorry, I should have figured this all out ahead of time, but I just got home from work I figured it out on my lunch break. Well, not really. I guess I didn't figure all of it out. So we had the 761. Now if we multiply that by the 40% from the crafting research, that's 304. We'll add that to the 761. So that's 1065.4. Now, this is 13%. So I guess I should write this down. Well, remember this, guys, and then tell me in the comments when I mess it up. 1065. We'll just round down. 1065 times 0.13 plus 1065 is 1203-ish. Is that what we have here? Is that what we have here? Yes! Ugh! I feel like I just passed math class in high school for the first time. So so that's what it is. So that's interesting. So the crafting research buffs, we factor that into the gear, and then we factor her skills on top of that. So that's actually better than I thought. It's better than it could be, I guess. So here, for instance, we have the 40% buff to the HP in the crafting research section. So that gets us to 900. Let's just real quick make sure it's the same. Because I didn't bust out the calculator for the body armor. I should have done that just to confirm. So here we go. Let's try this. Now we would expect to see, what buff was it, 50%? Well, we probably don't have to do this. Well, let's just do it. Sorry, guys. Sorry, we'll just get to the bottom of this quick. So 50% here. So, and then the Magitech Alpha is buffed by 40% from the crafting. So 500 base HP for the Magitech Alpha body armor times 40%, so 0.4 is 200, plus the initial 500, so that's 700 HP. And now we should get, her skill will give us 50% of that 700 on top of the 700. So that would be 700 plus 350 is 1050. Is that right? I think that was close to it. I think that was pretty close. It might be a couple percentage off because the Magitech Alpha might not be a perfect 500, but it was close to that. I forgot to add plus the HP from Powered Up Past Legendary. So I forgot to add that in. That would be, how much HP do I get from 1500? Yeah, I get 1500 HP because I powered it up past Legendary. So 1500, does that get us in the right ballpark? 1500? Yeah, it does. So that's what it is, guys. That's what it is. I forgot to add the powered up. So it's, 2000. So, okay, guys. Well, that's how the stat multipliers work. We just got to the bottom of it. We figured it out. Hopefully you guys didn't get too crazy on, taking what I said in the previous days. Because I'm sorry, guys, I completely got it wrong. I should have tested this out right when the Powered Up Past Legendary came out. Because I could have tested at least to see if the Powered Up Past Legendary was effective. I just assumed it was. I took it for granted, I guess. I don't know. I need to be better. I need to be better, and I'm going to make a vow to you guys that I'm going to be better at checking to make sure all the buffs actually work. And, like that, I should always be checking my hero boost after I quit my gear just to make sure everything's in order. Because you never know when something's like not working that should be working, or when you think something's working one way and it's not. So, yeah, all right, we figured that one out. Crafting section, not quite as good in the post legendary power-up phase of the game, but I still would definitely do the research to get these gem slots. Because let me show you guys why I like the gem slots so much. Look at these gems here. These well, let's just get right to the gem. I'll show you why it's so good. So normally this Dread Mist armband will give you 30% MP recovery. Now, if you have the Paragon gems, the Paragon Nightmare gems, here's a level 6. It gives you an 83% MP recovery. So if there's somebody in your guild who's like always attacking monsters, he probably has a couple of these. And how I got mine was from the Bandit Invasion. So if you attack Bandit Empires, it's going to drop all kinds of Paragon gems. And this Paragon Nightmare gem was one that it dropped. It usually drops like a level 1, 2, and 3, but you know, you get so many gems, eventually you get them up to 6, 7, 8, and the numbers are pretty big. So that's an awesome gem. I'm going to put that on all my Dread Mist gear and keep that Dread Mist gear active most of the time. And then the normal Paragon gems, it's pretty good, actually pretty good boosts at the higher levels. So like a 9 is 196% mage HP, 196% mage attack. You know, if you have 7 of those, that adds up. That makes a difference. It definitely makes a difference. So the Paragon, and they're probably going to come out with better Paragon gem slots, or better Paragon gems at some point. These ones are my favorite for the problems. I only have for attacking and defense. Problem is I only have a level 6, but that's 200% armor at level 6. If you could get a higher level one, that would be awesome. There's all kinds of cool ones though. We've got, I mean, most of the standard ones. We've got Warrior HP, the Warrior ones, the Cavalry ones. There's Siege ones, which are nice. We've got March Speeds. We've got, let's see, what are some of these? I thought there's more. Maybe there's not more. Might be crazy. That might be it. But I will, oh, there's a trap one too. I will ramble on about one more thing, guys. Are we ever going to get good siege gear? That's what I want, guys. This is one request for Machine Zone right now. For, you know, we need good siege gear. Because if you think about it, that's one of the reasons why you don't attack with siege very much, is your gear just doesn't buff. Like, there's no siege-specific gear. Like, the Magitech Alpha works for, you know, you get some HP. You could use, like, the base troop attack gear, so if you have the Infernian weapon, maybe some Mage Bane, you could use that with siege. But I'd really like to see, like, we have the Cavalry gear, we have the Infernian Warrior gear, we have the Galatian Mage gear. Give us some siege gear. That's what I want to see, guys. Or at least siege bonus powered up past legendary. So give us a gear set that we could power up past legendary to get that siege attack. That would be awesome. Yeah, that would be really cool. So that's what I want to see. Because that would make Ignis a little bit more viable in my eyes. Is, you know, Ignis boosts siege, but you don't use siege very much. Even against Empires with traps, you don't use it because your other buffs are just so much better than your siege buffs, you know, most of the time. The exception to that might be if you have a higher tier siege than you do the other troops. So like if you only have the T7 siege, it might be better to attack with that than the T7 warriors or the T6 warriors or something along those lines. So yeah, guys. Real quick before I crash, we had a really cool event. I talked about it some yesterday. It was the Bloodthirst realm, blood something realm, and you had a big rally size. In my realm, they took out the 500k March increase. So like for my server, we didn't get that, whereas in the blog post it said we would. But that's okay. It was still fun. I ended up just going to hit Flan. I just hit Flan the whole time. Collected some candy corn tokens. That's really all I did. But it was fun to watch everybody else. Oh, where I was going with this is there was a really good tier 3 prize on it. Hopefully you guys got it. If you didn't get it or if you didn't notice, I'm not going to tell you what it was because I don't want to depress anybody. Because when I saw it, I was like, whoa, I got to do this. So But yeah, that tier 3 was really good. If we get that again in the future, what I did is I teleported in with my other account with little drone, and I just attacked it a ton. And as I attacked it, we both got points, and eventually I hit the tier 3s on both. So that was really nice. Hopefully they do more. I'd like to see more stuff like that. And Luna was cool too. She hooked us up with teleports every 2 hours. We were getting multiple teleports. So that's cool. It's nice they're giving the free-to-play a little bit more gameplay. Like right when this game first came out, it's like everything costed money. You had to buy the teleport pack in order to teleport anywhere because loyalty took forever to get. You had to, you had to buy the RVR ports if you wanted to go. And still sometimes we don't get RVR ports, but like every Neutral Realm event, Luna didn't gift this. We had to buy the packs to get to the Samurai realm or the Magitech realm. I'm surprised they sold so many packs, to be honest, because now that we have something for free, it's hard to imagine paying money for it in the past. But sure enough, I did anyway. I guess that's the way it goes, though. I guess I guess I'll just keep going, and I'll just keep talking. I'll show you guys some of what I purchased. So I mentioned yesterday I wanted to max out my Elemancy haul or get it to 9. I got it to 9. I bought enough crafting scrolls. I need to buy probably 1 or 2 more to max out my crafting research section. And I bought a ton of Empire expansion blueprints. I guess that would be like 180 something, 181. So that would be 18,000. So I got a ton of those. I stocked up on all the hero XPs. So, well, actually, I didn't stock up on Cindy's yet, but I stocked up on Noctis XP, Prompto, and Luna. I just bought the full max amount. Even if I don't get to use it, it's good to just go ahead and stock up on it. It's only 1 point to get, at least for my realm, it's 1 point for Prompto and Noctis to get 1 billion XP. So 999 points to just stock up on it. I would say go for it, guys. You're going to use that XP at some point. So that's what I did. I stocked up on those 3 heroes. Let's see. Of course, I bought the Elemancy haul. I had to buy more. I had to buy more of the Divine Tomes. I bought a bunch more of these. I realized that I didn't buy enough because, of course, once you think you're close to something, it turns out you're never really close to it. And I thought I was close to. I had like 100, almost 200K of these, and I already had some of the T7 research done. But I'm blowing through that 200K, so I'll probably even have to get more. I'll probably do that here in a little bit. I got some more power-up gear chests. I'm going to try to get all 8,000 by the end of the week. So that's what I've been working on. It's been a grind, though, man. It is a grind hitting these Moogles constantly. It's a grind. So, I bet that's the perfect amount. Yeah, I think it was. Nice. Nice. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing, guys. I'm going to try to just keep leveling up all my heroes. The main ones, I got to get Noctis to 150. I'm trying to get his rally capacity maxed. That's my goal. I was trying to level up Ravis, but he's still pretty costly to level up. And once you get in the 60s, at least for my realm, it costs more Flan, Moogle credits to level him than you get out per level. So, it's starting to really add up, especially for the hero medals for Ravis. It's pretty costly for us. So I don't know. I'm trying to decide, maybe it's worth, if I stock up while I'm leveling up Noctis and then throw those points into Ravis, I'll have a badass Ravis. But, it's not, I might be better off somewhere else. Because he's not, some heroes, it actually pays to level. Like, it pays to level Noctis, Prompto, and Luna during these events because you get more tokens to buy more XP, and it's like a never-ending process. But this, it's not. This is, Ravis is expensive. So I'm trying to decide if I really want to get him to 80, because at 80 it buffs your expansion production. But it's costly to get it to 80. So we'll see. I'm going to wait on that. I'm going to try to level up my Arania some. And I'm going to level up my Luna and Prompto when I'm done with Noctis. So that's what I'm doing. And Cindy, of course. But she's a pain to level. And as you guys saw from that Moogle Market, her stuff isn't cheap. Like, she's super expensive to level too. But luckily, I could probably get her another 10, 20 levels just from, attacking my farm accounts, from doing research, from building, buildings and stuff. So I'll slowly work her up there, but you really have to buy the XP to get her to a really high level. So, and you can see here, her medals are expensive. For 500 medals, it's 147. That's actually cheaper than Ravis. That's cheaper than Ravis's, which is interesting. But it's still pretty costly. And then her XP is, 1,764 per billion. So that would actually pay for itself, probably up until like level 50 or 60. Probably until you start needing... I have the quadrupler. If you don't have the quadrupler, that's never going to pay for itself, leveling her up. But if you have the quadrupler, it seems like I do get about 1,500 per hero level. Actually, for her, I don't have the doubler. Probably get like 700 per hero level. But, she's going to jump like 5 levels. So you can easily get 2 levels out of her, right? Because 1 billion, you're going to get to the next time you need to use metals. And then when you use metals, you get it up again. So that would be 2. Well, at some point. I probably didn't explain that very well, but hopefully you guys know what I mean and not what I say. So yeah, that's it for today. Hope you guys are doing good. Last but not least, for those of you who don't have the Moogle Market, and I was going to say this last episode, but don't worry if you don't have the Moogle Market right now, because this is the 3rd event they've done. They're going to do more. And in some ways, it's better for you guys to not have the Moogle Market now and to get it in the future, because all your heroes are going to be pretty low level, right? Like, most people who have their heroes beyond 100 have it beyond 100 because of these Moogle Market events. But your heroes are going to be super low unless you've been buying hero packs. But chances are most of your heroes are probably lower level. So when you start doing these Moogle events, you're going to have more hero levels. You're going to have more chance to get more tokens. It's going to be easier for you to get tokens in the later events, whereas it's getting tougher and tougher for us to level our heroes. So it's more MP for you guys in the future, and things get cheaper in the future too. There's inflation. So you're going to be able to get more XP for cheaper. You're going to be able to get more medals for cheaper, and you're going to have all that more MP just waiting to be used on the cheaper stuff. So don't sweat it too much if you feel like you're missing out on these. Like, you'll get a chance in the future if you get that Moogle Market to you'll make up all that ground and then some when you get it. But the reason I came here was to show you guys there is the spooky skeleton boss. So if you don't have the Moogle Market, you can attack that. And last but not least, the Moogle Market is now a building that you can select from the free building unlocks. So if I type in choose here, they update these every once in a while, and they finally updated ours for our realm. But if I type in choose here, it'll pop up with everything that gives me the option. So choose a building unlock item. Now before, this only had like the Mythic Forge, the Converter, the Order of Heroes, and the Monster Farm, and the Oracle Temple. And they added the Elemancy Hall, the Moogle Market, the Fighting Pits was already here, and they added the Guild Hall to this. So they do update this item here. So it doesn't hurt to save it and wait for them to update it in the future. Like I saved this one primarily because I already bought all the packs, and I got the Crystal Nexus and the Arcanium before they updated this building unlock. But here it is, guys. The Moogle Market's here. So if you have one of these old unlocks, maybe you forgot about it because you had the other buildings already, check it out. You might have it. They updated all of these. So there it is. The Moogle Market's in here. So that means if you get like a lot of people for their first $100 pack, they'll see a pack that says multiple building unlocks. And it'll show you a chest that looks like this and says, building unlock item or something. And, if a lot of people probably got that pack thinking they could unlock any building. But at the time, it was only select few buildings. But now they've updated it, so it's pretty much all the buildings. I think that's every building now. So that's cool. They update those. They're pretty slow to update them, so just be patient. Yeah. Cool, guys. All right, take it easy. See ya.